Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, so welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A. We go over all the latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below and I will answer it before the end of the show. Now, I do want to apologize. Sorry for the late show today. I was literally having a family game night. And basically, just lost track of time. So I do apologize for that. But let's get started with the show now. So first and foremost, let's get started with the big article of the day. So first thing I want to say is that we're going to have more of an in-depth video on this tomorrow. And that is the somewhat backlash Samsung is getting for the S21. Now, I do want to start off by saying that one thing is that the S21 pre-orders have already basically doubled the combined pre-orders of the S20 and the S10. So in terms of sales, it's doing fine. It's not having any issues. But there is definite a negative feedback as a whole, I would say, for specifically the micro SD card. And I think that's only going to get worse as people get it and realize they can't put their SD card in there. Because that is what does happen. I can tell you firsthand from being in stores when the S6 was coming out. I was there on launch day for myself and launch weekend for 2 other people, seeing the setup process go. And it really was like everyone was like, wait, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Where you heard people upset that they can't put their SD card in the new device that they had got. Again, Samsung did correct themselves with the S6 the last time they did this, and the S7 did have an SD card. So again, we'll see how it goes. But overall, I will say this, that a couple of things. So I think the SD card is going to be the biggest thing that people are upset about. Samsung does not give you headphones, which kind of went away last year, really. You can add them if you wanted to, but they were kind of going away with already. And the charger is another thing that Samsung did get rid of. That one, their justification is, well, they're giving you a charger now for only $20, where it used to be $35. So they cut it a $15 discount compared to what it used to be before. Again, we will really go all around when it comes to that all the backlash tomorrow, more so in an in-depth video. But I did want to talk about it because I think the micro SD card, the charger, and there's 3 other things, because I counted 5 of them that were taken away essentially, and that is something that, again, I think Samsung is going to realize one thing that I'll say in tomorrow's video more in depth, and that is Samsung's customers are very different from Apple customers. With Samsung customers, they're not Apple customers. Apple customers will pretty much take whatever you give them. That is the Apple diehards. Apple diehards are going to take whatever you give them, and most Apple customers will take whatever new iPhone. They might not take it this year, but they're going to take it the year after that. After all, does any iPhone have a headphone jack? That's the thing. So, yes, but that's the thing. As you move and move up and up, they all adjusted to it. Samsung customers were a little bit more resistant. I still know people that have, the Note 9, because it was the last one with a headphone jack. So there is definitely a bit difference in that Samsung customers won't necessarily always buy your latest and greatest and will move to other Android smartphones if you don't give them what they want. So that's a big thing that I think that Samsung will realize. There is a big difference between they can't do what Apple can, because Apple customers will get whatever they get, and Samsung customers are going to research more, and they're more likely to kind of go away if they're not given what they want. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of go over that in terms of it. Then the other big news this week was let's get to first the new stuff. So Apple's basically redesigning the iMac supposedly with their next launch. And that is, I mean, if you look at this thing is very dated. Like, you can see that this is just a very old machine. So I do think it's important that they update this. I mean, these bezels are ridiculous. This big Apple logo at the bottom, like, it definitely needs an overhaul. It definitely needs to be redone. So I'd say great that they're finally redoing this, because it looks probably the most dated all-in-one computer you could buy. I mean, obviously there's other ones that are worse, but those are, like under $500 in comparison to this, where you're paying over $1,000. So I think that's a really great thing. They will have at least one with the new M1, M1X or M2 chip that's going to be on there. So that's going to be another thing for them. And MacBooks will be changing around back to the way they used to be. They're getting rid of the touchpad, and they're going to get the MagSafe connector, a new one. We'll see what it looks like. Is it going to be like the OG MagSafe, or is it just going to be a Type-C MagSafe, official Apple MagSafe Type-C? Although, if they do a MagSafe Type-C, it only brings them more of the question, why even bother not doing that for your iPhones? Like, you would get it streamlines your cost so much to have one connector. But I digress. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But the new MacBooks are supposed to have multiple different versions of the M1 chips, and they're even supposed to be talk of a Mac Pro as well, the full computer desktop style coming out. Although, again, we'll see how that kind of goes. If it really, my guess is they'll just be selling the same thing, basically the same identical look, with an M1 version now, is what I think will happen. But we'll see how they go. Gaming is something the M1 isn't very good at. When they saw benchmark scores in terms of gaming, so it really is going to be able to see how the graphics goes overall, really, with it. And then finally, the last bit of news, and I made fun of this, and it's simply because Apple is such a company that caters to stockholders and what they tell them, what they don't, and how they spin things. They are the best spinners of all. I mean, anytime there's something that would be negative that they would have to publish, they just don't publish it. I mean, there's a reason why we don't get iPhone sales anymore, because iPhone sales have gone down. So what do? They just, we're not going to tell you what the iPhone sales are anymore. We're just going to tell you the revenue, and that's it. Obviously, it's something very interesting that, like, Apple gets away with so much, and here they're doing it again. No one is paying for Apple TV. How do I know? Because they've gotten free trials ever since it started, and they are now pushing. The free trial was supposed to end at the end of the last term you got it, which was when you bought the last iPhone. So the trial was supposed to end originally September. They pushed it back to the end of 2020. Now they're pushing it back all the way, I want to say till June? Yes, till July, sorry. So now it's going all the way back to July 2021. And that's, again, because really, again, no one is paying for Apple TV, so they don't want to kind of share their subscribers. They're actually paying for it, so all they're doing is stalling till they get hit shows that will keep people coming back. And then that way they can be like, oh yeah, we have this many subscribers. Basically, let me put it this way, they would make HBO Max look good, and HBO Max is really not doing well right now. So yeah. Alright guys, now let's get to your questions. Again, not much coverage today, or in terms of news, because all the news was really on, obviously, the S21, which I will try to answer any question that I can about that. I don't have the unit yet, so I can only do so much, but I will answer any question that I found out. Let's see. How do you recharge the Samsung tracking tile? I don't think you can. Most tracking tile systems are long-term, meaning that basically they last about typically 2 years, and then you buy a new one. That is unfortunately how they work. There's been no word of them really having a product page yet, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're getting a product page on the 20th, or I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. They had said when the Tracker Pro would be available, and I want to say it was like something like the 20th to the 22nd. And when it has a page, let me just check their website to make sure they don't have a page now. Samsung Tracker. That's the Smart Things Tracker. Yeah, that's the more expensive one. So I don't know if you can see the tracker by itself right now. I guess that would be under mobile accessories now instead of the smart home accessories, because the smart home accessories still has the old smart things tracker. Okay, wait, here, smart tag, Galaxy smart tag. Let's see if it has anything about recharging it. Again, most of these don't. They just, again, last usually like 2 years, something like that. And that's usually it. They don't have any specs on it. Oh, wait. Here we go. Oh! So this actually is really cool. So, again, just finding this out right now. It has a replaceable tracker of a 2032 battery. So that's one of those little circle batteries. So it's a replaceable battery. That's really cool. It's something that Tile definitely doesn't have typically. So yeah. But yeah, it's a replaceable 2032 tracker. So that's pretty cool. And if I recall correctly too, the smart tag that's for $29 is the normal one, and that only has the Bluetooth one. And the Pro, which is $49, is the one that has the ultra wideband, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's how they explained it at the event. S Pen Pro. So what is the S Pen Pro? The truth is we don't know yet. And it said it would come out later this year. But here's the thing. I think I know when it's going to come out. You know when? I think it's actually going to come out towards the second half of the year when the Fold comes out. And it'll be compatible with the Fold 3. So yeah, so that's the big thing. I do not think it's going to come out relatively soon. It could come out with the Flip. Who knows? But we expect the Flip to be announced towards the April month, basically. So we'll have to wait and see if that's true. But yeah, that's the big thing that really is the difference. Samsung should just replace the Ultra with the Note series, and the normal S series releases the foldable for the fall season. It's really interesting. I think as foldables get more affordable, I think you could see the foldables become a replacement for the Note slot entirely. But as of right now, they're kind of spreading themselves out. Again, the S series announced right now in January. You're seeing the April release go to now not only their tablets, but also for their new flip phone. So that'll be the new Flip. And then you're seeing the August one have the last Note and the Fold 3. I'm definitely staying with my S20. The S21 is a downgrade. I wouldn't say a downgrade entirely, because honestly, if you do look at my video on the 5 reasons to buy it, for me, I would still upgrade. I would upgrade from the S20 to the S21. I'm not saying everyone should, but I definitely bought an S20. I bought an S20 with that. So yeah. So yeah. Oops. Sorry about that. I had a quick text. Let's see. That would be still have the Note 9. That would mean that still has the Note 9. We'll upgrade though. Got it. Yeah. So yeah, but a lot of people I know, I have 2 friends, I think. Yeah, 2 of them that have the Note 9 and that do not upgrade because it was just like they don't want to have a non-headphone jack. Apple's motto should be "What's coming but never arrives." Yeah, it was funny because MKBHD corrected himself after his video today because he was saying their iPads are gonna finally have micro LED, and I was like, no, they're not. I bet anything they're not. And then he said, oh no, I meant mini LED. So yeah, we'll see if that even happens, because the trend 2 weeks ago was that mini LED wasn't working out and they were gonna have OLED. But we'll have to wait and see what's the end result. Samsung are laughing stock right now. This comes from someone that uses them since 2012. The very reason why I switched to them was the reason why I won't buy their products again. I can't believe they got rid of these features just like that, and they expect no one notices. Yeah, again, I mean the last time they got rid of the SD card, it was a big deal, and they got a lot of negative feedback. Not that the S6 wasn't successful, it wasn't the right thing to do. Now, here's my thing, and I'm going to say a little bit of this in the video tomorrow, and I'm curious on your guys' feedback for this too. I believe, this is my belief, again, let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I believe if they're going to get rid of the SD card slot, start at 256 gigs of storage. I think the majority of people, again, let me know if I'm wrong in the comment section. Would you be fine with this? I think the majority of people, if you were paying $799 for an S21 with 256 gigs of storage built in for $799, would that be okay? Would that be a little bit easier? Because I think the majority of people would be fine with the 256 gig of storage. I think the majority of people would. I say that as a person that is not fine with 256 gigs of storage, and that I had to get the 512 model, because on my Fold 2 right now, I have almost gotten to the highest storage. So I'm at 220 of my 256. And that is basically with the phone that I didn't really use for photos. I really haven't used them for photos. So yeah, that's a really big deal for me in terms of it. So yeah, I'm very curious to see how that will go, but very curious to see that for sure. Let's see. Samsung has a massive implosion and field operations managers were let go. Oh, wow. Districts were shuffled and a lot of people are on edge. COVID-19, exclusive is the excuse, but really S20 lackluster sales. That is not the first time they had it. I did know people that worked for Samsung's field team too, and when the Note 7 happened, they were a third-party company. So third-party companies were actually in charge of the field team. They were going to go internal because their revenue and their sales were so good from what was it? It was the S7. So the S7 had done so well that they were like, man, yeah, we're gonna kill it with this Note 7. It's gonna do good, and we're gonna bring out everyone back in because their sales were so good. They did so well as because of the S6 being an issue. It was doing so well, right? So it was like, oh, that's awesome. So when that happened, though, it, of course, actually obviously bombed, and then they had to scrap that whole idea, and they kept it external, and they let people go. So those do over affect overall, have issues for sure. What Samsung watch do you have right now? I actually have the Galaxy Watch. So the reason why I have the Galaxy Watch and I've not gotten the Galaxy Watch 3 is because the Galaxy Watch 3 still has a smaller battery than the Galaxy Watch. I have thought about the Galaxy Watch 3 more so for the health, actually. I like the idea of checking my heart rate, and not my heart rate, sorry, the EKG or ECG. It's not EKG, I think it's ECG. But that going on at all times, I think it's a really cool feature to have medical purposes. And I am obese, so definitely it would be something that I would look for. And the other one I have is the Active 2. So I have still the Active 2 and the Galaxy Watch. These are two watches that I have, and I usually switch between them. But yeah, those are the ones that I have. And then I have this one over here, which is the Nubia, still that curve watch that I'm giving to my brother. Yeah, this one, well, there's a reason I never did a review for this. I cannot be bought for a good review, man. Let's see. SD cards is with 4K and 8K recording. do want a problem with space and keeping the Note 20 Ultra with my 1TB card. I have a 512 card that I have in my phone, so yeah, I'm big on that. Like, I need more storage. Personally, I'm not upset not getting the headphones or the charger since I get free earbuds. I'm mad about not having MST and an SD card. MST was another one that a lot of people were upset with. Overall, it is disappointing. One step forward, two steps back, and deserves a backlash. I completely agree. I think not having MST is the entire reason people get Samsung Pay. Now, I've been trying to find out because there was another company, and we covered it on the show, and I need to look back to see which episode it was. I don't remember, but I remember we covered it, and it was so Samsung bought Loop Pay, and they were the company who gave them the MST technology. Buying that company is what gave them the MST technology, and they have a patent on it that no one else can use. But recently, it looked like that there was a company that could be underneath Samsung that basically did a tile-like thing that would work with MST. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. And it was something like LP Pay or something like that. And that was one thing that I was like really like, oh, that's really interesting, because if this happens, the really interesting part about that is it has Samsung's patent run out, because I thought they still had like 3 or 4 more years about it. A technology patent lasts 10 years before anyone else can use that technology. And that's if you don't, get ways around expanding it. So because of that, I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Are we going to get something where Samsung is now licensing MST technology out? And then this happened, where they took away MST. So I'm very curious if it's a patent thing, if it's a issue, or what happened there. But it's something, I feel like there's something there. But I don't have proof of that yet. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions loaded. Everybody drink. Is it worth waiting for the AMD processor on the next Samsung Galaxy phone? It will not happen this year. It's going to happen next year. So, is it worth waiting for next year's model? Possibly. If you're a gamer. If you're not, I don't think there is. I mean, I guess if you edit video, there's a possibility too. But, I mean, to be fair, here's one thing that I do want to give Samsung credit for a lot more than Apple or anyone else. Samsung absolutely really takes care of their customers for pre-orders. I mean, say what you will about them taking away the charger and the headphones, but they're giving you $100 to $260 to buy whatever accessories you want. So, for instance, I bought my mom an S21. I bought her the charger. Yeah, so it's like, and I'm giving her some Bluetooth headphones. So it's something that's different in that case, right? I could have bought, maybe not the new Galaxy Buds Pro, but I definitely could have bought like the Galaxy Buds Live, the Galaxy Buds Plus, and a charger easily for under the price point, right? So, I mean, I will say that they really take care of it. Obviously, everyone has a trade-in value. I would say their trade-ins are very good towards Samsung or iPhones. Okay, towards Pixel, like I'm trading my Pixel 4 XL. Getting I think $350 for it. So I will say that though, that if you have like an old Samsung device, like in a year from now, if I trade in, or actually I would trade this phone in probably for the Note, if the Note comes out. If I trade in my S21 Ultra, when the new one comes out, then very easy, right? Like, so I don't know. It's a very interesting thing. That yes, I completely agree that they do deserve the backlash, but I will say this, that they really, like, if you want the phone, like I'm buying the phone for my mom's birthday that's in April. I'm buying it now and giving it to her early because the pre-order is such a good deal. I got $150 in accessories for her. And I also was able to get, I got 115 accessories for her, and, got it at a really good trade-in value for her old S10 Plus. I think that one got me like 550 or 600. I forget what it was, but so yeah, it really is a difference for sure. Personally, I'm not upset. Oh yeah. What's more ironic is that Samsung makes SD cards yet decides to remove the feature from the phones. That is absolutely true. Samsung is the number 2 seller, I believe, of memory cards in the world. SanDisk is by far number 1, but I believe they beat PNY now overall, Samsung, just because Samsung actually makes the best reviewed memory cards out there, even better than SanDisk. So yeah, it really is something that is really, we'll see how it goes, but yeah, really, really interesting. Disney Plus just resigned with Verizon, so it will still be a year. Oh, Disney Plus is no longer going to be free with Verizon after a year. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I mean, I don't, not to brag on Disney Plus, but I don't think they'll need it in a year. Because in a year, they're going to have, a bunch of Marvel shows, 2 Star Wars shows. So Disney Plus, I think, will be just fine not giving it away for free. I think Samsung wants to push their Ultra S21. Yeah, if you caught my video on the comparison between the three on the specs wise, I don't believe anyone should buy the S21 Plus. I really don't. I think you should buy the S21 or the S21 Ultra. I think the Plus is not really worth the upgrade to the 21. Like the Plus doesn't really offer too much. Battery life would be about the same because it's a bigger screen size. It is a bigger screen size, so if you do want a bigger screen than the S21, then yeah. But then why not just spend 200 more? I feel in the long run to get the Ultra, which you're going to get a way better camera then. Still get the bigger battery, still get the bigger screen. So I don't see that much of a reason why. And you get Wi-Fi, you get all these upgrades from it. So I don't see that much of a fight for the Plus, really. The tracker can only work with wideband Bluetooth. It was done to make sure that it worked out of the box. Wait, but I thought ultra wideband was only. So there's Bluetooth and there's ultra wideband. I think ultra wideband was only with the Pro, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but I thought that's what they said on their conference. I would even have to go back and look at that. If Samsung started to remove all the features right when the new CEO took over since the old one passed away, well, the old one did pass away, but the new one has been acting CEO or acting president, I think, for a while now. So yeah, he's the one who wants to get rid of the Note and other things. So yeah, I don't agree with a lot of this guy's new policies. The Pro is the same size S Pen as the Tab S6 and Tab S7. I thought so, so that's good. Thank you for confirming that. Older S Pens will work with the Ultra. They were tested up to the Note 6 and higher. Got it. So Note 6 and higher will work with the Ultra, S21 Ultra. That's good to know. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions loaded. Everybody drink. What happened to everything Apple Pro? What happened to everything Apple Pro? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Apple Pro. Yeah, let me know what you mean by that. I'm going to trade in my iPhone 12 to get the S20 Ultra. Can you transfer data from your SD card without putting it into your internal storage, like for the new S21 Ultra? I'm guessing what you mean. So I don't have an SD card in this phone, but if I had an SD card in this phone and internal storage, but I didn't want to transfer my SD card to my internal storage in here, can I move that over? Yes. Samsung Smart Switch allows you to transfer over everything on your internal storage and from your micro SD card. So you can transfer over from both of those. So yes, you can transfer over that, no problem. Let's see. I still have the Note 9 also. 512 gig plus 512 SD card runs as new. Hopefully Samsung won't screw it up with an update. Yeah, I don't think they'll screw that up. Hopefully not. Once eSIMs become normal, that killed R&D. The SIM cards were supposed to be SD cards as well. Oh, they were thinking of making SIM cards that have storage in them like SD cards. That would have been interesting, but they killed that once eSIMs were created. No, not okay with 4K and 8K recording. Are you really recording in 8K? Because I wouldn't. I've seen the quality of 8K video recording. It's not that great, to be honest. Sorry, no SD card, no headphone jack. Bring it or lose customers. I completely understand. Would you trade in the Note 20 Ultra for the S21 Ultra? I would, for the improvement on the camera quality. And I am getting the silicone case with the S Pen slot. So for me, yes. I'm not saying that's for everyone, though, obviously. But for me, camera is king. And that 10 times optical zoom with that improved low light quality, plus the 4K recording on all cameras, definitely for me. It literally catered towards everything I wanted. So yeah, I'm definitely would trade in my Note 20 Ultra for the S21 Ultra. Personally, doesn't mean for everyone, but it literally hit every mark that I wanted to for camera and video. And I have my S Pen. Personally, don't care about the SD card or charger as well. Samsung needs to release an S21 Ultra Phantom Red. Ooh, that would be nice. And they're going to release new colors later for sure. Hey, we have a new member to the channel, and that is James Wells. Thank you so much for joining our membership. This is the reason why I love having an SD card. A couple years ago, on my Note 10, had a UI update, and for whatever reason, my phone froze. It was sad. I was sad but happy because all my pictures were saved on the SD card. That is a very good point. Absolutely. The counter argument to that was the reason why Samsung got rid of the SD card in the first place was because customers were getting crappy SD cards from online. And these crappy SD cards, and not only from online, mom and pop stores that got the janky, 200 gig SD cards for $5 BS kind of thing, Wish kind of memory cards. And the problem with those is they corrupt your photos very easily. So, and they also crash apps because people kept moving their apps to their SD cards back in the day to save storage. And this is when we had 16 gigs of storage, 32 gigs of storage was the norm, I want to say. So, and 64 gigs was like bigger storage at the time. But that being said, it was the reason why they let go of the SD card slot back then was because it gave it a smoother experience. There was less app crashes. There was no memory loss when you took a photo or video, no matter how high the quality, because you weren't going to an external memory card. It was so much slower. I mean, memory cards even today are about 100 to 150 megabits per second. Internal storage is around 800 megabits per second, so and up. So it really is something that it was just such a funnel. And that is why that if you do have a phone without a micro SD card, it will run faster because it doesn't have that bottlenecking that you get with an SD card when you have stuff on there. So that is why it happened before, by the way. Now, again, they took it back. So, I canceled my order because of the lack of MST. Wow, see? Again, a lot of people are facing Samsung is going to face a backlash because of the MST and I would say the MST and the SD card is facing more of a backlash than the charger, in my opinion, from what I've seen online. I have a Galaxy Watch, still have my Gear S. I still use it from time to time. Nice. They will offer deals on Samsung Cloud Storage and Samsung OneDrive and new Office 365 with the Ultra. Well, that's good. I mean, honestly, I think that would be one remedy. would be at least offer a year of 100 gigabytes of free storage. At least do that, Samsung, because the thing that really upsets people right now is in June we're losing Google Photos. I mean, we're not losing it, but we're losing the free unlimited storage. So that is a big deal to me, I know. So we'll see how it goes. LG also has it as well. What do you mean? Sorry. I think 512 should be minimum, really. Quality of videos and getting better requires more storage. Pictures, music, apps. Still, 512 is so much storage. Again, if you're talking about the average consumer, I do not believe the average consumer uses anywhere near 512. I get it, we have 4K video now. I get it, we have 8K video right now. But I still, I have per se, my mom, right? She has a grandson. She loves to take lots of photos of him, videos and everything like that. But her storage is nowhere near, I think, where it gets to that. So I'd be very curious to see. S20 FE is in my crossbars. You did a very convincing review. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, FE is definitely easily one of the best phones of last year for sure. That's why I made the top 10 and the top 5. Basically, we're all relying on Apple not to come up with ridiculous ideas or removing features in the phone because other companies will follow them. I mean, the rumor is they're going to remove Face ID and go to Touch ID and finally get rid of the notch. So we'll see if that happens. AMD partnership was inked before the agreement to make chipsets for the 380s, 390s, and 360s. Got it. What do you think about Earfan Air wireless? I have never heard of them, so I can't comment on them. They look very... Yeah, don't know them, don't really care. I mean, they're $49. I would go with... I would probably recommend instead going with the... what is it? Creative... I recommended it like a week ago or something like that. The Creative Outliers Gold for the cheapest ones, I think, out of all of the headphones I would recommend for true wireless. Those are really good, and I think they still have the best battery life of any headphones right now. Creative Outlier. Yeah, I mean, these are $70, and these are some solid headphones. I'll link them in the chat. I would love if Samsung made Bud Lives with ear tip like the Buds Plus or the Buds Pro. I get the concept of the Buds Live, but I would like a better seal. Yeah, my wife actually is done with the Buds Live because they just do not fit in her ear. So I think I think the Buds Live are like the AirPods in that sense, where the AirPods did not fit in a lot of people's ears. They fell out of mine all the time. And the Buds Live fit in mine perfectly, but don't fit in my wife. So it's definitely different for everyone for sure. I would love to get a new phone, but they are so expensive. I mean, you can get really great inexpensive phones now. Keep that in mind. I mean, for $350, that really great phone was the what was it that I was thinking off the top of my head? $350 was the Pixel 3 or Pixel 4a. Great phone for the price. But the best one I would say right now, especially because the new series is coming out. So it's probably even gonna get cheaper and cheaper. It's only $200 right now. I feel like you will get more sales in this later, but for $200 right now, you get the TCL 10L, which is a great phone. It's $200, brand new, 6 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage, 4,100 milliamp battery. And you can get the Google Gcam to dramatically improve the photo quality. So that is a winner all the way around to me. Let's see. What is happening with Samsung Pay exactly? What feature is missing going forward? So Samsung Pay in the US, I believe, I think MST is still in the Exynos version. I could be wrong on that. But Samsung Pay in the US now for the S21 series does not have MST. What MST allowed you to do is to work at any credit card machine out there, basically. Basically, every single credit card machine worked with it. You just tap it and it worked. It acted as a swipe of a credit card. Now, the new one is going to be basically the ones where you take it and it's like an Apple Pay or a Google Pay. It'll only be accepted in the same places those are. Yes, that's the Samsung Pay downgrade that someone else was asking about. I pre-ordered the S21 Ultra Phantom Black. Which color did you pick? I definitely picked Phantom Black. I love that color. Although, to be fair, I always say it doesn't really matter to me too much because I always put a case on it. Google Pay is better than Samsung Pay at this point. I would still say no. Samsung Pay is way more secure than Google Pay. Samsung Pay has a built-in encryption chip, which Google Pay does not on theirs, because theirs works with every Android device, so they can't have it. They have it encrypted in the cloud, encrypted on board on a phone that does not connect to that doesn't connect online. That encryption stays on your phone is a better security. So I would not say it's better, but it definitely has some great features in comparison. I think Samsung will bring back the SD card on the Galaxy S22. I completely agree with you. I believe their backlash is real, and I definitely see them bringing it back. Unfortunately, I do not see them bringing it back in time for the Note, but we'll have to wait and see. The YouTube channel, what happened? Oh, I never followed everything Apple Pro. I mean, it's still around. I'm not sure what you mean. It's still around. Everything Apple Pro EPA. Is that the one? I never watched it, but it has 8 million subscribers. So what happened to it is that they should give me some subscribers. You know, just 1 million. That's all I want. A lot of it was counterfeit SD cards that had ransomware, spyware on them. Yeah, that was another thing that, again, those cheap SD cards, like, there's a reason why you shouldn't buy something that you know is too good to be true. Trade in S21 Ultra for the Note 20 Ultra? No way. I'll keep the Note 20 Ultra. Personally, I love the Note 10 Plus 5G. Still a great purchase. Again, to each their own. SanDisk SD cards, the most of the time, got corrupted on Samsung phones. Once I switched to Samsung SD cards, stopped happening. Yeah, well, that was actually because SanDisk SD cards from Amazon specifically were not legit SanDisk cards. There was a whole thing about it, but I remember I stopped recommending them because I had gotten 2 of them that got corrupted. So I only bought SD cards from stores after that, like Best Buy or Samsung directly, or one of those kind of things. So I never had those issues. So that was one thing that just definitely happened a lot with SanDisk for sure. Which one are you prefer, the Note 20 Ultra or the S21 Plus? Easily the Note 21 Ultra over the Plus, because the S21 Plus, again, I don't really see as a big upgrade at all. Keep my Note 9, your thoughts? Note 9 is still a great phone, and again, I have a lot of friends that still keep the Note 9 because they don't want to get rid of the headphone jack alone. Waiting on the Fold 3. Hopefully they will have the S Pen slot like the Note series. That is still a possibility, but if they do, they're going to shrink the screen size internally to make it happen, so we'll see how it goes. They wanted to push it to 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, 4 terabyte, but the cost of the Evo SSD handset would be too expensive, up to 400 extra on a phone. Yeah, obviously we don't want that much. I mean, I don't think we need terabyte phones yet. I think that will happen in 5 years, where we get terabyte phones, but not right now. Loving 51st Date questions in 10x optical ability. It's a lovely time. Yes, so as always, we will be plugging our app that if you haven't downloaded yet, oops, wrong one. These are the spec comparisons that we covered the other day. But as always, want to give a shout out to our app, 51st Date Questions. This is an app that I created. Great game to play on iOS or Android. It's a free app. It costs you nothing to download, but it really helps me out if you do download it, and especially give it a good rating. Basically, great game to play with a significant other on a first date or on the 10 years later mark. You will be surprised how much interests change, and if it's your first time going out with someone, hey, you really get to know if you are compatible, or if not, or find out questions you would have never asked them otherwise. 51st Date Questions, links in the description for iOS and Android. I got my S21 Ultra pre-ordered. The brown color is outstanding. The other custom colors and the phones in the US launch exclusive colors will not be available in general retailer in the EU or US. Yeah, I mean, the custom colors were really good. Unfortunately, they were going to be, I think, till February. So I was like, yeah, no. S21 for the $799 is a good deal. I do want to point out something that again, I just don't like when reviewers omit something. So I saw CNET, Verge, and a couple of others, right, talk about how, the S21, Samsung cut $200 off the price points of all their phones since last year. What they failed to say was they had increased it the year before by $200. So really, this is just bringing it back down to what the S10 prices were. So that was one thing I was kind of annoyed with. I'm like, why are you saying that they just brought it down? They brought it back down because these were, again, what the prices were. So that was my annoyance with it. The creative outliers don't have wireless charging. True. I might get the Anker Soundcore Liberty Air 2s. Well, I can tell you that I am testing those out right now. The first impressions video will be at the end of this week. Good active noise canceling, great for the price. I don't think that there are many with active noise canceling in this price range. So really good when it comes to that. Very bass heavy. If you like bass, this is a really good one for sure. And they do have wireless charging. Apple or Samsung? Samsung makes most Apple products. So, either way, Samsung. When will we get 1 terabyte storage option on a phone? There have been phones with 1 terabyte storage. I think as a standard option within 5 years. Oh, here's some hidden intelligence. Samsung channel partner Best Buy is going to be closing their first rounds of stores in March. So keep an eye open on which ones to score closing deals. Wait, what do you mean by that? That the Best Buy store is closing or the Samsung store within Best Buy is closing? I would want to know that because either way, that's really good. But, not really good. I'm saying really good for deals. But that sucks that, of course, stores are going to lose jobs and everything like that. I worked at Circuit City, so I know what that's like to be cut because, well, actually, I wasn't cut. I actually left to Best Buy before I was cut. But a lot of, those stores closed down, and they were giving TVs away. Like, they were giving $1,000 TVs away for like $200. So, at Circuit City, because they just wanted to get rid of them. The managers didn't care. They were authorizing whatever, basically. And they had a liquidation company trying to prevent that, but I guess they still got away with it. I know a friend that, yeah, she got the display model, and it was like $150. I think she paid for like a $600 TV. It was insane. Any keyboard for the Tab S7 other than the Samsung you can recommend? No. To be quite honest, I never used a keyboard on the Tab S series. People know that I hated it. It was cramped. But this 12-inch one really made the keyboard the perfect size. So with that being said, I absolutely... Oops, sorry, I hit the mic. I absolutely love this keyboard with it. It's just an awesome keyboard. Great trackpad. I absolutely love it. I have not taken this case off for my uses. Can you put a terabyte SD card into a phone? Yeah, any phone within the last 3 years I think would be compatible with the terabyte one, no problem. Brazil Tech Media is reporting that the MST will also be missing on S20s in Brazil. Got it. So again, it could be bigger. We'll see. I'm sick of Apple. Their phones, accessories are dominating stores. Verizon stores no longer selling Samsung tablets, only Apple iPads. The reason for that is because Apple really got in bed with Verizon. One, their clientele is very similar. Upper higher end customers is what their clientele really is. And Verizon is not gaining, has not done well in terms of getting new customers. Most of their customers for Verizon really is just new lines being added, new tablets being added. So that is their thing. And with iPads specifically is because they give away Apple Music for free with their family plans. So they figure, okay, then we'll partner more with Apple to give away Apple Music. I asked The Verge if they could build me a computer. Really? What did they say? Hey, Ricky, when it comes to technology, aka Samsung, I always come to your channel, especially to extend my battery life on my phone. Well, thank you very much. Are there any channels you go to for a little more info on tech? I wouldn't say I go for info in terms of like, I wouldn't say I go for info in terms of they just get it first. When I like to find hidden features, when I like to find hidden technology stuff and all that, I like to do it myself. That is just me. Like, I'm not going to look at any hidden feature videos outside of my own. I'm going to create my own hidden features video. But by the way, I already have about 6 things that are hidden features on the S21. Just saying. I don't even have the phone yet, but I already know them. But yeah, so here's the thing. That being said, with it, I don't go to channels for that, but what I do go for is either content that I can't review because I'm just not big enough, or devices they get first. My number one YouTuber has always been Michael Fisher. Mr. Mobile is what he goes by now. He used to work at Pocket Now. But man, that old Pocket Now crew was so dominating. I mean, Juan Carlos Bagnell, Jaime Rivera, and Michael Fisher just killed it. But yeah, so he is my number one person that I feel like I can trust, and I love his content. MKBHD, I typically don't agree with most of his stuff, to be quite honest. But I do always like his feedback. Linus Tech Tips, I always go to. Not so much for his reviews, but more so for the aspect of kind of finding out like the PC stuff, the graphics cards, and also he has some really good videos sometimes on like comparing certain things. So that's another one. Other than that, I mean, I do watch some of my friends, I would say, or at least acquaintances. I would say they're my friends, but I call them at least my YouTube friends because I get along with them and I have no issues with them. And, you know, Jimmy is promo, who's been on video, or not video here, but have been on the chat before. He I'm trying to see what I could say about him. He has very close connections with Samsung, so he basically gets a lot of products early. So he definitely has a lot of inside information for sure. Inside information. And then Greggles TV is really a cool guy, and he gets so much content out. I always tell him, dude, I admire you. You get a video out every single day and then 2 on the weekends. So just really cool content for that. But yeah, Juan Carlos Bagnell is obviously another guy that I'm friends with that really cool. TK Bay just started out. He used to be the main content provider for XDA developers on their YouTube channel, and now he has his own channel. So TK Bay is another one. So yeah, those are some of the ones that I really follow. I also follow like your average consumer, Jonathan Morrison, iJustine. I said your average consumer already. So yeah, I follow some of the other big ones. Austin Evans, another one I follow. Although I like his This Is channel better. But like some of those, I see some of their videos, but I definitely don't see all of them. I go to Average Consumer for headphone reviews because he's really good at them. So yeah, those are some of the ones that I follow. Samsung killed micro SDs in flagships. Yes, we talked about that earlier. Why are you giving Samsung a pass on removing the charger from the box, yet you weren't mental when Apple did it? So a couple of things on that. I don't think I went mental. I said that we had already expected it for a while. We had talked about it for a while. So yeah, I didn't do like a tech rant on it. 2, I didn't give them a pass. I just said, I think that people are more pissed off about the SD card and MST than the charger. I did say that I don't think it's right that Samsung removed the charger. I think that if they were really being environmental about it, like the same stupid excuse that Apple did give, then why not offer it as an option? It doesn't come with it in the box, but we'll ship it to you for free, and we'll ship it to you for free in a cardboard thing to go with our eco-friendly solution, right? If you're really, honestly, being about the eco-friendly lifestyle. So yeah, that's my thing. It's like, it's stupid. I hate that excuse. But what I said earlier was that I do think you have to point out the difference of Samsung and Apple, at least when it comes to pre-orders. And that is Samsung is giving people $100 to $260 credit, and they can get a charger with that. They can get headphones with that were removed. They can get cases with that. Apple doesn't do that. And that's besides the trade-in value, which both companies do. So there is a difference in this. Also, USB-C is more standardized than Apple is for Lightning. So there's a difference in that you would benefit from having USB-C charger, which you can use a USB-C laptop charger to charge your phone. So there is a difference when it's a more universal plug than there is a Lightning plug. So that is a difference. That is. It's just flat out, it's a difference. However, should they get a pass? No. But again, people are more pissed off about the SD card than they are about the charger. Because the charger, yes, maybe you have an old one, maybe you don't. They did lower the price to $20 instead of what it was with $35. Again, Apple's charger is actually cheaper than that. But you have to keep in account that it's an 18-watt charger versus 25-watt charger, so it's a little bit faster. Whatever, you can try to justify it as much as you want. The point is that they shouldn't have done that. If they really care about eco-friendly, they should give it in an option when you're checking out, hey, do you want a charger? Yes or no? And that charger should be free. That's what I think. So yeah. But again, as I said in the beginning of this video, we're going to have a more in-depth video on the Samsung Backlash tomorrow that will go up tomorrow that's going to really address the 5 things that Samsung took away. And that's where we're going to want your opinion on it and giving Samsung the feedback that will maybe change how they think for the Note 21 and definitely for the S22. Best Buy stores are closing. So Best Buy is going to be closing their stores. Wow. Their first round is going to be coming in March. That's really big. We'll see how it goes with that, man. That's really something for sure. 3 rounds this year, first in March, then spring, then fall. Wow. Man, that sucks. I hope Best Buy gets some relief from all the, not to talk politics here again as always, but I hope they do get some relief funding because obviously if they're doing that bad, then yeah, I hope they get some relief funding for sure. Whoa, we got a big super chat donation. Biggs, thank you so much, sir, as always, for giving a huge super chat donation. Thank you so much. Again, if you have a question, feel free to ask in the comment section. Of course, I will answer it. But thank you, as always, so much for a huge super chat donation. Let's see. I have some JLab earbuds. They're not connecting to their app. Do you have any recommendations to fix that? No, I mean, you go to their website, you see how the troubleshooting works. I still have a pair, which I was thinking today. I don't know why I haven't thrown these away. My Galaxy Buds Plus headphones, as I've said before on the live show, these just stopped working. I never really noticed because I immediately went to the Galaxy Buds Live, so I never really used the Plus. They literally stayed in my drawer the majority of time that I've owned them, but they just stopped working. So I'll probably throw these out. But yeah, so I did the, like, you were supposed to do a 2-finger thing where you hold it down and try to reset it. Did that, it's just not connecting. Unfortunately, I got them for free, so I can't use the, well, I don't, they would be past the extended warranty at this point anyway, but yeah, so there you go. I want to get the Note 20 Ultra, but I am afraid of the CPU. Some say it will be weakened with time. No, I mean, the new CPUs are 5 nanometer instead of the 7 nanometer processors that are out this year. In the long term, 5 nanometer probably will be around at least for 3 to 4 years. So we don't expect it to go to 3 nanometer before then. But yeah, I mean, yes, 5 nanometer is more future proof, but I don't think it's necessarily that it won't be supported as long. I think it still will be supported. The Verge said they could if I showed them how. You know, I never got into Flossie Carter, but I have a friend that he's his like favorite one. I've met him. He seemed really cool at CES. I think that was like the first CES that I went to, and he seemed really cool. I've never checked out his content really. Like an odd video here and there when it like comes up, like a new phone came out and I wanted to see everyone's opinion on it. I've seen him here and there, but yeah, he's very cool in terms of that he does a lot of his videos outside. I think that's a really cool setup. Sakatek, I've heard of him. I know him more because he does hidden feature videos too, so I always see his and mine like ranked closely when I do a hidden features video. Why don't you have a close contact with Samsung anymore? They're no longer with the company. That simple. when I had someone that worked for the company, I got them early when I shouldn't have. I have never been sent a phone by Samsung. I can now say that because the person's no longer with the company. So I never got a phone sent by Samsung. It was just people that worked for the company that I knew got the phone early. I got to check it out. I got to know more about it than I should have, but that was one of the things that really helped me grow as a channel. So yeah. What was I going to say? Mr. Who's the Boss, he's good. I've heard about him. I have to be honest, I've never really seen his videos, but I've heard great things about him. I'm more pissed off about microSD than the charger. Yeah, again, a lot of people I would say are more pissed off about the microSD than the charger for sure. Sound, I trade my Note 9 for... Should I trade my Note 9 for the Note 20 Ultra? I mean, the Note 20 Ultra will be worlds better in terms of camera, in my opinion. That will be probably the biggest upgrade. Also, battery life, though, too. You have a much bigger battery on the Note 20 Ultra. So those will be the two biggest things you'll notice. My only option will be to use my USB instead of the SD card. So I'm not saying it's the perfect solution, but there is a product that I'm being sent in a couple weeks that is going to be another solution for external storage that is pretty easy to do. So stay tuned for that. Michael Fisher is Captain America of mobile reviewers. Can I be Tony Stark? Can I be Tony Stark? I mean, I think we both vie for the mustache. Well, not right now. I'm not shaved. But yeah, I want to be Tony Stark if he's Captain America. I'm the only option. Will be used. Oh yeah, I'm mad about the SD card. Again, a lot of people are more mad about the SD card for sure. Ricky, would you get the Note 20 or the S21 Ultra? So I've already answered this in terms of that I would trade in the Note 20 Ultra for the S21 Ultra. Now, again, these are the reasons why it does not apply to everyone. For me, camera and battery are the two most important things. 5 nanometer processor means that I'm going to have a better battery life. Plus, it has 200 more milliamps. So that'll be better battery. 2, and it has a better refresh rate in terms of lower refresh rate. So that will be beneficial too. 2 is going to be that for the S21 Ultra, I am getting a couple of things. I'm getting 4K video at 60 frames per second on all lenses, which I desperately want, so I'm very happy about that. I'm getting 10 times optical zoom, which I've always wanted to have more zoom, so 10 times optical zoom. And I've seen some of the optical zoom pictures. Check out some of them, especially some of the people that live in New York, like Jaime and Mr. Mobile, or sorry, he lives in Boston, but yeah, they are insane. They are insane. The quality you're getting from a 10 megapixel. It is not like last year where you saw a far off crop and the image is blurry as hell. No, it is legit like high quality. So that's another thing that I really want. And it has much better low light quality, which is another thing I want. So yeah, for me, easily, I will do it. John, stop taking away expandable storage. Thank you so much for the super chat donation. I really appreciate it. But yes, I think a lot of people are upset about the super chat. I mean, I was upset too because for my mom's, I'm getting the 128 gig of storage. I'm worried about her storage though. And she is a person that I never think I've had to worry about her storage, but she's always had an SD card. So I'm just like, oh man, will that be enough storage for her? But here's the thing that really upset me. The 256 gig S21 is only in black. Why didn't they give the other colors in the 256 gig storage? That was so stupid of Samsung to do that I was really upset by that. I'm like, what the heck are you doing? Let's see. While I use Samsung Pay, I use it as often as I can in some stores. Found that they block it in Walmart, a lot of gas stations, convenience stores. Yeah, so the reason why MST won't sometimes work is because sometimes there has to be a credit card swipe because there's a little button that has to be pushed in order for it to start scanning. For gas stations, funny enough, if you actually put any card, like a driver's license in there, it will hit the button and then you could scan it. I have done that before, and so that was a way around it. Not saying that it'll work every time, but it has worked at most gas stations I tried it out. What's up with Xiaomi in US? I mean, they're doing very well importing stuff and doing some small things here and there. But yeah, I've heard could be more government stuff with that. Again, we're not going to get into politics too much here, but yeah. Any way to get the Tab S7 Plus link to phones to work? It shows up, but no text messages and calls go to the tablet. I will take a look at that because I connected it, but I haven't really used my tablet, honestly, for a couple weeks now. So I'll have to take a look at it for sure. Just send the Buds Plus back to Samsung. They will replace them. I've done it 3 times with the Buds, 2 times with the Plus. I'll take a look at that. Maybe I'll take your advice. Because, yeah, it would be nice to get some working Buds Plus just to have an extra pair of headphones, right? What watch do you wear? So someone asked that earlier. I have the regular Galaxy Watch. I have the regular Galaxy Watch that I wear most of the time, simply because it has the best battery life. I don't have to charge it every night. And then I have the Galaxy Watch Active 2 as another option if I've forgotten to charge it after a couple days. In your opinion, what is the best tech channel on YouTube? I'm going to lie and say my own. I mean, just to say it. I'm going to lie to say my own so I can actually do this for a living, and then I can give you guys the best. I will say the YouTube Tech Guy channel of the future, where I am doing this full time, will be better than every other channel. I promise you that. Like, I've seen what every other channel has done, and I know I can do better. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because, like, man, if I had the kind of money they had, where an editor could do this and scriptwriter could do this, I would knock it out of the park. But I will admit that I did not start as early as some of them did, and others just had more hustle and dedicated more time than I do. For me, I do have a full-time work job where I'm a manager. I also have a job. I also have YouTube, and I also have a family I have to support. So all of that takes up time. But some people do hustle way more than me, and I'll be the first to admit that. But yeah, I'll say myself, why not? Should I trade in my Note 9 for the Note 10 or the Note 20 Ultra? Again, I would trade in for the Note 20 Ultra. I always say, if you're going to get a new phone and you have the budget for it, get the best one you can. Do you know any wireless earphones that have wireless charging for under $70? Not off the top of my head, no. Should I trade in? Oh, yeah. All right, so that one. Our Best Buy closed last October. Really? Where was your Best Buy, if you don't mind me asking? Yes, we have to be going soon, guys. We have been answering a lot of questions, and will be getting in trouble with my wife soon. Well, a whole bunch of questions loaded. Everybody drink one last time. So Best Buy will die out like Radio Shack? Hopefully not, man. I have a soft spot for Best Buy because I did work for them. But, man, I hope those don't die out, because I do not want electronics stores being run by Target and Walmart, because they do not have good electronics sections. What case are you getting for the S21 Ultra? I'm getting a lot of cases, actually. I've already gotten a box full of cases from different manufacturers. But I would probably say the one that's the biggest for me is for sure the silicone with S Pen one. I wish they made the rugged one. I heard they were, but maybe just not yet. But the rugged case with S Pen I would really want to see. Just because I want my kickstand. But I'll add the kickstand. Also, Super Staff and Jerry Rigs Everything. I do subscribe to Super Staff. I'm not really interested in the teardown. I know a lot of people are, but that's why I don't watch Jerry Rig Everything. If there's ever like an issue or a claim, like sturdier glass and all that kind of stuff, like Apple did last year, then I do watch Jerry Rigs Everything. But I don't know. I'm not into the teardown as much. I guess it's not fascinating to me. Although I do, there was these Facebook things recently where like it's like a work of art. It's a phone torn apart, and you could frame it. Unfortunately, they don't have Samsung phones yet. They have iPhones and Blackberries for that, and I'm just like, why don't you have a Samsung phone in there? I would love like to, have a wall hanging thing of an S3 separated in all its pieces, or of a Galaxy Nexus, or the Droid. Droid was my first Android phone, so definitely that one. CJ Unplugged just said he made more than 100. Let's see, how many is that? 100,000 full-time tech YouTuber. Yeah, I could definitely make that kind of full-time if I probably was around. I would say you could probably make over 100,000 as a tech reviewer for YouTube if you were probably at 500,000 to 700,000 followers. You would probably be making that much. Sucks no micro SD card as Google takes away unlimited photos. Yes, that double whammy really sucks. Samsung trying to make us subscribe to Microsoft One Storage, which really sucks because, again, back in the day, Samsung used to give away 200 gigs of OneDrive, and then they stopped. They should bring that back. Should I trade my note? Oh yeah, answer that one. Biggest channel is Unbox Therapy by subscribers, but Lou has definitely cut down in terms of subscribers lately, in terms of like how fast he was going up to MKBHD. So I think MKBHD will pass Lou eventually. Although Lou just did another giveaway. That's the thing Lou's so good for, is that he does ridiculous giveaways. That's what got him so big. If you actually look, the thing that piqued him was two things. First, the breaking of the iPhone, right? The bendable iPhone. What was it? The iPhone 6, I think? Or the iPhone 6 or the iPhone 6S? No, the first big iPhone, the iPhone 6 Plus. So that was the first thing that really got him big. The second thing was that he gave away a truck full of iPhones. There is some conspiracy stuff around there, which is why, like, if you saw his last huge giveaway, he like showed the shipping boxes. He showed everything because there was a lot of controversy on that first giveaway if he actually gave that many phones away, because it was worth like a couple of million iPhones. So everyone was kind of like, yeah, there's a whole conspiracy theories on that. Again, I don't know the guy. I don't know anything about him. So in terms of like, I think he's legit. I would say he's legit until someone's proven otherwise. But yeah, that was why he did so much detail in this last giveaway he just did. Do you think Samsung will bring back the memory card slot with the S22? I do. I truly do believe. Like they did with after the S6. Yes, they brought it back with the S7. I think they're going to do that same thing. They have 8K. It's so logical for them to have more storage. Just have 512 and no SD card. See, I said you should have a minimum of 256 with no SD card. Again, for a baseline. And then have a 512 option as well. But I think 256 should be the minimum now for Samsung. I really dislike the removal of the SD card slot on the S21. Hope they start taking features away like from the Fold 3. Yeah, I really... no MST, that really sucks. The S10 Plus has a 1 terabyte option and downgradable to... And it's now downgradable to 512 gigs. Yeah, again, there have been 1 terabyte phones out there. It's just not the mainstream for right now. You should start breaking iPhones. I know, right? If I start breaking iPhones, I'll get lots of followers. Hopefully, yeah. Well, actually, most people don't know. In my intro video, I do throw an iPhone box. And I don't know if most people catch that, but next time you watch the intro video, realize that the tech rants, I throw an iPhone box. I bought $1 boxes of iPhones on eBay. Yeah, that's the rumor that he bought iPhone boxes, filled the truck up with them, and yeah, again, there's whole videos on that. But that's what got him big. Those two things got him to where he was today. If he didn't do those two things, I'm not saying he wouldn't be big, but I don't think he would be anywhere near where he is now, because those two things like expedited it ridiculously high. If you actually see his follower growth, it was ridiculous as soon as that happened. He gave away S21s. Yeah. He's giving away S21s next. There you go. All right, guys. I think we will call that a show. It went definitely over time, but thank you guys always so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit like, thumbs up before you do leave. It really does help me out, and I will definitely have lots of content for you. And you know this is going to be the #1 spot to check out for all your S21 content, because trust me, I will make your battery life better, I will make your phone faster, and I will show you all of the cool hidden features, especially my newest favorite hidden feature. Thank you guys always so much for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you.